Hey guys, good morning. It is a boring Thursday here in Washington. I am up on Capitol Hill because I might get a pizza or fish and chips today. You know, I plan my day around my lunch. Anyway, we're gonna walk over to the US Capitol, see what's going on over there, and then, who knows? We'll get a bike and explore, yeah? That sounds like a plan. So right now we're at East Capitol and 4th Street, which means we are 4 blocks east of the US Capitol building. This road's actually a really pretty drive into the Capitol. You see the dome in the background. Unfortunately, with all the security and construction, that view gets kind of spoiled. There's the view I was telling you about, hidden by trees. All right, let's just keep walking up that way. So on my left is the Folger Shakespeare Library. That's part of the Library of Congress's buildings and collections. That houses a huge collection of Shakespeare's works, and that building is currently under a major renovation right now. And up on my there, that is the Jefferson Building of the Library of Congress. There's also an Adams Building and a Madison Building, I believe. That's the building I took you in last week with the amazing atrium and Thomas Jefferson's library. That's open to the public. If you guys want to ever visit, it's definitely worthwhile. And up on my right, I think this is called Florida House. This is a house of the Florida representatives, and that sort of like represents Florida. And then in the background, we have the Supreme Court, all tied up behind fences and barricades. But yeah, that's the Supreme Court. But that's the back door. Let's go around to the front. Yeah, it looks like we got a protest at the Supreme Court. Don't know who it is. We'll go check those out. And I can't see the triangle. The Senate Swamp. Oh, looks like there's a press conference in the Senate Swamp too. The Senate Swamp is where the senators speak. Let's go by this protest real quick and then see the Senate Swamp. Oh, this is a petition drop.
To you, Congressman Omar. Thank you so much.
Omar.
Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Tamara. Thank you, Demand Justice. Thank you, Move On members. And we'll see you next time. Condensed.
Impeach Clarence Thomas. Oh, they're done.
Thank you.
Okay. That was a little. Let's go over and see who's in the Senate Swamp right now, because there's a lot of cameras over there. Must be a senator or two. So, what a beautiful view of the dome, though, from this field. This is where those helicopters landed. Remember a few months ago I showed you the helicopters coming into the Capitol? This is where they landed. Okay. I think we'll need the big camera. Let's get the big camera out.
I am not a partisan person. I am somebody who believes that both sides of the aisle have to work together, and I want to thank those Republicans that stuck with us yesterday.
Well, I agree with Senator Tester. This is total bullshit. This is the worst form of over-politicization I've literally ever seen. This is total BS.
This month, the House once again passed my Honor in Our Pact Act, and I hope that today the Senate would take final actions needed to get this bill to the President.
We have a chance right now to make a monumental change in the lives of our servicemen and women, and partisan gamemanship is getting in the way. This is exactly the type of bullshit that disgusts me about this place. The Honoring Our Pact is a bipartisan bill. We passed it out of the House 3 times with bipartisan support. The fight for our burn pits exposed veterans is not over. For years, I've helped lead the charge on this front, and I'm not.
Accept public opinion weighing in. We know what happened, you have to say to them. Why did you abandon our veterans? Come home, so that when they come home, we will know veterans behind.
Stay all night. We're going to play in session. Stay in session. It's taken 22 days. We will continue to fight. Many great DSOs have done this for far longer.
That's not really what's happening.
Here's the ultimate style.
Yeah, we're from Kentucky. We get mission.
Here's the ultimate trade.
My daughter learned she was pregnant around Valentine's Day. This was a year before we knew Heath had been exposed to toxins. Several weeks after her positive pregnancy test, there was no heartbeat. Because they had TRICARE insurance, TRICARE forced her to miscarry naturally. 6 weeks later, Danielle had not miscarried. She carried a non-viable little fetus through Christmas, through New Year's, until her obstetrician, after I begged her obstetrician to do the DNC, that I would pay for it if TRICARE wouldn't pay for it. Finally, they paid. Next time I come back here, it better be to sign the damn bill at the White House, because I'm sick and tired of this bullshit.
So ain't this a bitch? Ain't this a bitch? America's heroes who fought in our wars, outside sweating their asses off, with oxygen, battling all kinds of ailments, while these motherfuckers sit in the air conditioning, walled off from any of it. They don't have to hear it. They don't have to see it. They don't have to understand that these are human beings. Do you get it yet? Do we see that these aren't heroes? These are men and women, mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, that we just let stand outside in the heat when they can't breathe. Pat Toomey didn't lose his job. He's walking away. God knows what kind of pot of gold he's stepping into to lobby this government to shit on more people. I'm used to all of it, but I am not used to the cruelty. And like I say, I'm used to it. But this type of cruelty on those that we say we hold up as our most valued Americans, then what are we? Pat Toomey stood up there, Patriot Pat Toomey, excuse me, I'm sorry. I want to give him his propers. I want to make sure that I give him his propers. Patriot Pat Toomey stood on the floor and said, this is a slush fund. They're going to use $400 billion to spend on whatever they want. That's nonsense. I call bullshit. This isn't a slush away. Pat Toomey says, oh, I've got veterans groups behind me. I call bullshit. These are the veterans groups. VFW, American Legion, IAVA, Wounded Warriors, DAV, AMVETS. They're all here. This is the veterans community, Senator. They don't stand behind you. In fact, you won't let them stand in front of you.
He's a coward.
Cowards, all of them. Coward. So the two of them are twins. And ask them all. They're in shows. They're celebrating victory.
donning her flak jacket with the word press on it, and her protective helmet, and speaking to her colleagues as she prepared to report. As was her practice for 25
and valued as a journalist in her lifetime across the globe. I am devastated. The reason that we are gathered here is not to speak on her astute reporting, her insight into the daily lived experiences of Israelis and Palestinians, and FBI Director Wray to launch a formal U.S.-led investigation that is timely and transparent. We implore them to act without further delay.
As a committee to protect journalists, and of course, today, as colleagues representing more than 80 members of Congress who have called by a sniper, the situation demands a thorough and objective.
We helped found. Starting with Nuremberg trials, Americans have supported accountability and justice for international crimes, especially crimes that take the life of American citizens. And when the country believed to be responsible for those crimes is unwilling or unable to carry out a thorough and transparent investigation, it is our responsibility as Americans to conduct our own investigation. While I am grateful that Secretary of State Blinken was able to meet with the family Tuesday, it is not okay for the President of the United States to not have extended an invitation to the family as well. Washington, we will not let her die in such a country. Thank you all. Again, we cannot rest until this family has
Well, that was a busy morning, yeah? That was a lot of congresswomen and congressmen and a few senators. Anyway, guys, right over here, that's the Library of Congress building I took you in the other day, the Jefferson. But over here is the Madison building. And then over there, I think is the Adams building, and then of course the Folger Shakespeare Library. All of these are connected together by a series of like access tunnels, and they go deep down filled with stacks. So the books, you guys were asking the other day, where are the books? Well, they're in these buildings and down underground. All right, let's walk down the hills, house side, get ourselves a drink or something, because it's pretty hot. Couple of fire trucks coming out of the vice president. Looks like the foam unit. No, just regular engines. Engine 20, engine 1. There's the foam unit in the back. So guys, I had to swing back home. I actually want to show you more today. I haven't quite decided if I'm going to go back out. You see, today is what we call a 3-shirt day. You have to change shirts 3 times just to get through the day, because the shirt I'm wearing now is literally drenched wet. It was that hot. Hi guys, so what you saw going on is very inside Washington, D.C. There is a bill to provide much needed funding for soldiers who suffer from respiratory problems from burn pits. That's where the military burns just all sorts of stuff in a big pit, and the soldiers breathe in these fumes with all sorts of inside it, and it gets in their lungs. Well, it's a mess. It's a big mess, and everybody agrees they need to deal with it. But the bill that came up, it did this weird Washington math where money that has already been spent on veterans was moved from discretionary spending to mandatory spending, moving these little budget categories, freeing up additional space for more discretionary spending, supposedly, and that upset a number of Republicans who labeled it a slush fund to pay for Senator Manchin and his recent support of the climate bill. Like I said, it's real inside Washington, D.C. stuff. Anyway, a lot of screaming going on, a lot of chaos. It'll get sorted out soon enough, I'm sure. But I wanted you guys to see it. All right, I have changed shirts, and I'm gonna go back out with my kid. My kid needs to buy some groceries. He's cooking again. And I will try to be back a little bit later. Thanks for watching.